Subtlety. No. I'm not going to cast Subtlety because I might find a land. Take action, draw 2. Did find a land. That's good. And we found the Teferi. That's actually just a win. I think we're infinite now. Hello everyone, it's your favorite Azorius enthusiast. I'm the Control Guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. Hopefully trying to get this video out as soon as possible after the last one. Played some Historic Brawl last video. Was quite fun. Probably going to do it again sometime down the line, but let's go back to Timeless Control. Let's go back to our element and making people cry and be miserable. That being said, thank you guys so much for all your support. Really appreciate you. Feel free to, join my Discord. We have a community that we're kind of growing right now, and we just really have fun talking about our decks and our formats, and just brewing together, just talking about Magic overall. It's all fun and games down in the Senate. So yeah, feel free to join. It's real fun. That being said, today's deck is going to be really interesting. I mean, you can already see it on the side, but we are kind of trying to go back to playing. If you've seen this channel, the best video on my channel, single player Magic. We're gonna try and do it again. We're trying to play Solitaire today, so more in the deck tech, but today's video is gonna be interesting. This one's gonna be fire. Okay, let's go. All right, so today this is a Control Guy original, not a Patreon deck today. Although if you want to submit a Patreon deck, you already know you can support me on Patreon, but you don't have to. Hold on, hold your horses. Don't go there just yet. You don't have to support me on Patreon. You're doing enough just by being here. That being said, today's deck. Ooh, so in my Discord, we were talking a little bit about Katara and how we can, make her work, because she kind of made her rounds in Legacy for a little bit, but I don't see her a lot, and I've not seen her on Arena, quite frankly. I've not seen anyone play Katara. And for the fact that she is 2 mana, 1/3, and has an effect that gives you card advantage, that is Dreadhorde Arcanist. And Dreadhorde Arcanist used to be okay, right? People used to play Dreadhorde Arcanist, but this card doesn't need you to play a bunch of 1-drops in your deck, right? So how do you make Katara good in Timeless? Okay. I think, honestly, with Force of Negation being added to Arena, so obviously, for everyone who hasn't been reading the card while I was yapping, Katara is a 2 mana, 1/3 legendary creature human warrior ally. Whenever you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. You get it, not her. You get the counter, the player. And then whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card. For each experience counter you have, if you do, discard a card. So you play Katara on turn 2. On their turn, you either Force of Negation a spell, Subtlety a spell, or Solitude a creature. And then you get an experience counter. So by the way, if Katara dies, you still have the counter. So when you play another Katara, this new Katara sees your counters and you're good. So that's already very good. If this was with counters on Katara, it would be a little bit difficult, because then she'd just be a lightning rod for removal. But the counters are on you, so backup Kataras are all good. Anyway, now on your next turn, Katara sees you have 1 experience counter, attacks, and you can draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So it's a loot on the first time. The first time it's a loot. The second time this comes around, that's already card advantage, because now when you have 2 experience counters, you draw 2, discard 1. That's good. That's going up a card for free. The third time, it's draw 3, discard 1. That's just insane. And every subsequent spell after, I would say, at 1, she starts digging towards your removal and your interaction. At 2, she starts actively being a threat on the battlefield. And anything past 3, you're basically comboing. You're basically just going off with Katara. Not comboing off, but going off. So what I think Katara really does here is she kind of becomes a removal magnet, where they can't remove your Tamiyo because they have to remove your Katara, right? And then when they remove your Katara, your Solitudes will beat them to death, or your Subtleties will beat them to death. So that's very cool. What I will also say about Katara is that the experience counts being on you, and there's no real, it's kind of like energy, where there wasn't ever really a good way to interact with it. You still have the counters even if she dies. So if you have a backup Katara in your hand, you just play it and boom, you're right back where you started. And then she just starts drawing your entire deck. So what are we actually trying to do with that? So You've probably seen the elephant in the room. No, it's not the wind. Yeah, Orim's Chant. We're back. We are back. We are trying to play single-player Magic once again. We're trying to play Solitaire. We're trying to go Infinite, where our opponent will not be able to take relevant game actions. It's not an extra turn spell. It's not literally your turn forever. But if your opponent can't cast spells and attack you, the game is basically over, because you just get to develop your board and they don't get to do anything. So obviously, so the reason why I've not brought Orim's Chant back yet, by the way, on the channel, even though it's by far the card you guys like the most, and Orim's Chant itself, first of all, this card is like everything I ever want. Like, the art is beautiful. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing in the intro, so gonna have to edit that one out. Whoops. The art is beautiful. I love Orim's Chant's effect. It's one of my... Sorry, I have to think for 1 second. Orim's Chant is up there in my, I would say, I don't know if it's top 5 or top 10. But honestly, no, let's just say it. Orim's Chant is easily in my top 5 Sawyer instant spells of all time. I really like Orim's Chant as a card. It's just not always viable. But the problem with the current meta is that one specific thing that Orim's Chant says is that, obviously, that it misses is land drops. Your opponent can still play lands. Your opponent can still activate abilities of anything that is on the field. So, say they have a Planeswalker like an Ajani in play, Orim's Chant is not really doing much, because even though they can't attack with their creatures, Ajani is still going to deal you a bunch of damage and you will die eventually. If they're playing a bunch of Strip Mines, I said it, the card that is so fun to play against, if you Orim's Chant them and they Strip Mine you 3 turns in a row, that sucks. That just sucks, and there's not much you can do about it. On a tangential note, Strip Mine. Arena devs, if there's any Arena devs ever watching this, please restrict Strip Mine. It's not fun. It is genuinely not fun. It's so lame. Timeless has kind of like boiled down to who has more Strip Mines, or who wins before Strip Mine enters the battlefield. I hate Strip Mine. I genuinely don't like the card. It's very unfun to play against. And even when you're playing it, it's like, it's obviously good. It's very strong. It's very powerful. But it's like, I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm not a big fan of Strip Mine, but again, I'm a Control player, so obviously I might be biased, because when Control has their lands destroy, it's just Joker. But yeah, that tangent out the way. I think Wasteland would have been much more fun on Arena, because then at least you could make a basic land mana base, and like, obviously your mana base is worse because it's only basics, but then you're immune to to bear Wasteland. But Strip Mine just destroying any land with no claws as a 4-of in Timeless is kind of rough. And they've kind of shot themselves in the foot as well, because even if they do the best thing possible, which is restrict Strip Mine and add Wasteland, that's still horrible, because now you have 5 land destruction effects in your mana base, which is just, I don't like that, man. So, I don't know. My personal world that I want to see, which, by the way, they're never banning any cards in Timeless, so they can't just ban Strip Mine, they would restrict it. What I would like to see is they add Wasteland and restrict both Strip Mine and Wasteland. That's very, like, aggressive, and I understand if you don't agree with that. That's what I would like to see, but that's also might be because I'm just kind of tired of Strip Mine. It's just like, you see it every game, and like, it's either a turn 1 Hydroponics, or a turn 1 Grief into Strip Mine, or whoever can just play more Strip Mines, and it's just lame. I don't know. That ran out the way. Orim's Chant was very, very good back then. Kind of not as good anymore, because when your white sources get taxed and you can't cast it, that's kind of awkward. But that being said, the idea of this deck is same as the old Orim's Chant list, where you Orim's Chant your opponent, you have a Tamiyo in play, you flip Tamiyo, and between minusing Tamiyo with the -3 to return it, and Mystic Sanctuary, you can Orim's Chant your opponent like 5 to 7 to 10 times in a row. Obviously not 10 times in a row, because there's well, actually, no, multiple times in a row. Because with the Tamiyo, it's a bit awkward, because you have a +2 and a -3. So you have to +2 Tamiyo, then next to you, -3, Orim's Chant them again. Put Orim's Chant back on top with the Mystic Sanctuary. Draw another one. You plus, minus. Like, it's non-deterministic, but you can take, like, up to, like, 7 turns in a row if you have the loop going, right? And so how does Katara play into this, right? Every time you Orim's Chant your opponent in your upkeep with a Katara in play, you get an experience counter because you cast a spell on their turn. Then, your opponent isn't allowed to cast spells for the rest of the turn, so they can't do anything about Katara. You then put Orim's Chant back on top, and Katara draws it alongside a bunch of other cards because of all your experience counters, and then you can discard an irrelevant card. And yeah, that is just the loop. So you can basically now with Orim's Chant, Katara, and Mystic Sanctuaries, you kind of don't really need Tamiyo anymore. But Tamiyo adds to this to make it like so that you just have more and more loops. So in the old deck, we would win with Teferi Emblem. In this one, we're kind of just attacking with Solitudes and Subtleties and Katara herself. Now, Katara is obviously a little awkward when they have a big creature in play because they can just block. But the thing about the drawing of Katara is that it activates in the declare attackers phase, or like when you're attacking, not and before blocks. So if you draw a Source of Plowshares, you can store it to their blocker, and then Katara won't get blocked. So that's pretty cool. We're playing the lately recent, well, I wouldn't say recent, because back as Mill was popular, as they put Archive Trap on Arena, I did this too. The ControlGuy special of 61 cards, your main deck plus an anti-mill card. We're playing Emrakul as a mill card today. I know that you could play Ulamog, because, fun fact, 15 mana. We don't have 15 mana sources. We cannot cast this. This is only in the deck against Mill, kind of. Because it also has a hidden separate function, this Emrakul. You can discard this Emrakul with Katara to never deck yourself. You will never deck. You will never run out of cards, as long as you don't have a Tamiyo ultimate, because Katara will start drawing a lot of cards. A lot. Like, after 4, it's already crazy. But then, every Orim's Chant, you're drawing an extra card. So, Katara is going to start drawing a lot of cards. So, the way we go infinite is that you have Orim's Chants now that you're going to start drawing naturally with Katara. And you discard them to hand size or with Katara. But then you can discard Emrakul with the Katara, because Katara still has the discard a card clause. Then Emrakul says, whenever Emrakul is put into a graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles it into their library. Shuffles it into their library. Shuffles their entire graveyard into their library. So now the Orim's Chants in your graveyard will go back into your library, where you will draw them with Katara, because you're drawing like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards with Katara eventually down the line when you're starting to go infinite, to the point where you hit the point where you don't really even need to draw anymore. You have all your Solitudes and Subtleties in play, and you just attack them and they're dead. So this infinite loop can start very early, by the way. Mind you, this can start from like turn 3-ish. So you play like your land or whatever, maybe you start with a Tamiyo or whatever, then turn 2 you play Katara. Turn 3, you can play Katara. Either you hold up Force of Negation, Solitude, whatever, or you don't even have to. Turn 3, if you have an Orim's Chant, it can start going, because you have 3 lands in play. You attack, draw, discard, whatever. Orim's Chant your opponent. With your land draw, they can't do anything. Turn 4, you make a land drop, fetch Mystic Sanctuary, put Orim's Chant on top, attack with Katara, get Orim's Chant back, Orim's Chant them again. Turn 5, do it again, do it again, do it again. So you get to do this, what, 4 times? And that's with one Orim's Chant, not even talking about drawing more Orim's Chants, right? Because whenever you draw an Orim's Chant, you don't have to fetch a Mystic Sanctuary. So you start doing that over and over again. So you've done it 5 times now. That means you have 5 experience counters, and you have, like, you started on turn 3. You have 8 lands in play and 5 experience counters. At this point, Katara is drawing 5 cards a turn with increasing card draw every turn. I don't need to explain to you why that is just infinite. Like, it's not actually infinite. It's not actually deterministically infinite, but realistically, you're gonna not let them take another turn for the rest of the game. And we're also, a control deck, so even if they do get a turn, at this point, your hand is so perfect against whatever you're playing that they're not doing anything for the rest of the game. And it's just over. Like, so this is more of a, like, this Katara is less value and more just a lock piece, where, like, we just win the game with her. Obviously, she can also be a value Katara, but I have another deck built around Katara that I'm going to be uploading sometime soon. That is more like value Katara, where you have like 2 to 3, maybe 4 experience counters. But here, this is just like absolute, like, we're just going ham. Enough talking. Let's get into the games. I'll show you guys how it works. Orim's Chant, one of my favorite cards on Arena, and one of my favorite instant spells of all time. Yeah, it's just so peak. Let's get into the games. Odawara. We have an Orim's Chant and a Katara. Opponent goes first. We have a tapped land, but we also have a fetch. I think this is a keep. It's a bit awkward, but it's a keep. If they're a creature deck, we can swords. If not, we still have some game. Oh, they're on Flooded Strand. Fetch what? Fetch what? Blue? I would be blue red. Okay, I was gonna guess blue black, but oh, what? Main phase turn 1 Brainstorm. That's like not even good value, right? Unless you have a free spell here. Or maybe they're a combo deck trying to set up. Or they're Affinity, trying to find, like, opals. No, they just do nothing. We drew the untapped land. That is really good. So, what I can do here is I can YOLO Orim's Chant them. This is another play pattern that the Orim's Chant deck has access to that I didn't talk about. You can just YOLO Orim's Chant on turn 1, make them have no turn 2, and then you get to start setting up. Like, see this hand. This hand has no turn 1 protection, right? So what I can do here is I can just Orim's Chant them on turn 1. Basically take an extra turn. If they counter it, they have no mana. If they don't counter it, they can't play the game. But the problem about this line used to be actually very strong back in the day as, bolt my face, okay. This line used to be very strong back in the day, but now with Strip Mine, if they drop a Strip Mine on you, and you then have no lands, that really, really sucks. So, yeah, I'm gonna just fetch on my turn here, just in case they are a, and I'm holding up Mana Drain here. I'm not gonna play Katara just yet, because I don't have a way to enable her. But yeah, in case they have some Spectacle, is it Spectacle? The one where it costs less if you've taken damage. And they're also just gonna burn me out here. I hope they don't have too many more of those. I'm gonna try and look to counter a spell here. Swift Spear. We have removal, so I'm not gonna counter a Swift Spear here. Might be able to. Oh yeah, that's good for me. I'll just double swords them. Swords. And I would really like to find another island before I drop this Mystic Sanctuary. That would be very nice. I didn't, unfortunately. I think we do get Brainstorm here. Okay. Oh, nice, actually. That's actually very good. I found the Solitude. Okay. So I think this turn... I think I'm going to put away the Mana Drain. Because we're against Burn. Counterspells aren't that good against Burn. I'm going to play this... I'm low. I got to be a little careful because I am quite low. I'm going to fetch an island. I'm going to play Katara here. Now I have Solitude up. I can get my first experience counter. And we should have a good line. Unless they kill Katara. Obviously, they could just kill Katara. If they do, that's good for them. But that's okay. I'm hoping they just kind of play a creature here and try to buff it or something. Like, I don't know. Izzet Prowess. Ponder, not really what I was hoping for, but again, I don't really mind. Ponder is nice because it doesn't, burn. It doesn't hurt me. Just take my mic a little bit lower down, maybe. Make me a little silenter, but then you can see my head. Alright, let's see what they're doing. Now, obviously, Orim's Chant against them is also a little awkward because they do play instant burn spells. So we kind of want to... Bolt Wave, yeah, they're just burn, okay. Gotta be a little careful here not to die. Look at my top card. We would kind of want, like, a Teferi. I'm not too sure. Swords. Kind of awkward here. I can't draw a card, so I can't put the Orim's Chant in my hand. I think I'm just gonna play a land and pass. I'm not gonna attack because Katara can block. Let's see what they go for, but if they just go for a burn you out line, I might lose this one, unfortunately. In hindsight, putting away that what's it? That counterspell is a little bit sad now. Please don't be a lightning bolt. Oh, that is really bad for us. That's like, we don't like to see that at all. Lightning bolt sucks now because we can't... We're not allowed to fetch anymore. Okay. That sucks, but let's see what we can do. We found a mana drain. That's very good. I will attack with Katara, just loot, see if I can find anything better than the cards I have. Brainstorm, I don't think is better. I think we'll just bin that, because we get Mana Drain and Solitude. I think Mana Drain Solitude should get us through this turn. Yeah. We're gonna have to Mana Drain that, because that's literally lethal. They have another burn spell, that would really suck. They don't. Okay, we get Katara loot. Okay, we have Subtlety. I think we just cast Subtlety. Because really what we have to do here is get our opponent dead. And I think Subtlety, no. No. I'm not going to cast Subtlety because I might find a land. Take action, draw 2. Did find a land. That's good. And we found the Teferi. That's actually just a win. I think we're infinite now. I think with Teferi, we are just infinite now. So I can move to combat. That happens. Mystic Sanctuary. Put this on top. We're not infinite. We're not infinite, but we are doing pretty well. So I bounce this. Put a stop in the upkeep. Remember the upkeep stop, guys. It will skip through the upkeep if you don't put a stop. You always have to put an upkeep stop. So, pass to draw. No thank you. Orim's Chant you. No spells for you this turn. And Teferi means that they can't even respond with an instant spell. So that was a really good draw. It's a one-off in our deck, but we will take it. And we should be infinite now. It should be pretty straightforward. I mean, we have 3 draws here to find anything. And I think, yeah, we should be fine. Like, any counter spell, Orim's Chant, anything is good, right? So we drop... I think we're at the point... We're infinite now, right? I'm pretty sure we're infinite. We just drop the... Well, we're not infinite. Okay, I'm going to hold up the Solitude just in case. Because we're not actually infinite. But yeah. Attack. Put Mystic Sanctuary. Put Orim's Chant on top. Take action. Stop in the upkeep. Upkeep, stop. I can kick Chant here. You don't have to, but I can kick Chant here because why not? Once I have enough mana for Solitude, I want to cast Solitude. That's why I'm waiting. So they don't get a turn. Put the upkeep stop just to make sure not to forget it. And yeah, doing the thing game 1 is very cool. Stabilizing at 1 life with Orim's Chant deck. That's pretty cool. Alright, plus Teferi. And if we draw another untapped land, we have the thing. Didn't draw an untapped land, but that's absolutely fine. Discard this. From next turn, we will be going infinite. So, play that. Been a Brainstorm, don't need it. They can't cast spells during my turn, and they can't cast spells during their turn because of the Orim's Chant. So, all they can do is make land drops. So, yeah. That's pretty nice. And I could, like, cast, like, a Brainstorm here, I guess. But yeah, screw it. That's another experience counter for Katara, so let's do it. Yeah, sure. Put this back, put this back. And I will just cycle this. Cycle Lórien. This is a guaranteed Orim's Chant. Put Orim's Chant on top. Take action. And actually now, we're at the point where we actually have to limit ourselves. Now we don't want to keep drawing, like, or now we don't want to, like, keep adding more and more counters to Katara. So we're actually gonna just play Solitude out. Some Azura, obviously. Because Katara is now gonna start drawing too many cards. Like, we're at the point where Katara is now drawing too many cards. So yeah, discard another Katara. Actually, no, I'm just gonna be safe and discard like a Swords here, just in case, but again. Oh my god, upkeep stop. Don't forget the upkeep stop. If they get to cast a spell, that sucks. So, cast the upkeep. Oh, discard 2 cards. Discard this, and don't want to discard lands because we do want our mana sources. Discard the Katara. Doesn't really matter too much what we discard here because eventually, we will hit Emrakul as long as it's not the last card in our deck. And we discard Emrakul and shuffle our library, so we're fine. Don't worry too much about that. But the way this works is now, effectively, now I'm starting to gain life. No, I don't need to stop in my upkeep. I need to stop in their upkeep. Draw. Now we're gaining life with Solitude, so we attack. Now, all we want here is to find more Solitudes and whatnot, right? So, we're fine. Put that down. I get to... yeah, go to combat. Boom, boom. Play another Solitude. And they're going to die here. Again, they don't get another turn. Let's see. Upkeep stop. Discard 4 cards. Nope, not Domestic Sanctuary. We need that. So all of these Orim Chants represent extra turns, so then like they're dead on board, right? I don't even have to attack with Katara anymore. It's just GG's. So I could not attack with Katara, but I was just gonna anyway. And yeah, that's it. You got to see it right in game one. Pretty cool. Honestly, was more of a proof of concept, but yeah. I also just realized my camera's in the wrong location, so that sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, you got to see it right off the bat, right? Where it's pseudo infinite. Like we will just eventually like we are bound to draw more Orm Chants, and as you can see, we have 8 experience counters. It just goes off. Like yeah, I mean, what else can I say? You saw it right here. This deck is it. I started this as a proof of concept, but then I realized how good it actually can be. Obviously, they're not a strip mine strategy. We really, really struggle against early strip mine. That's our biggest nemesis. But yeah, GG. Okay, we go first. We have turn 1 2 narrative into turn 2 Katara with maybe Solitude backup if we find a white card. So definitely a good card, a good hand. I'll keep it. They're immediately mulliganing, which is a little bit scary, but that's okay. That is a-okay. Do I fetch now? Nah. It's all good. Black. Who would have guessed? Thought sees me. Yeah, sure. Nothing I can really do about it anyway. I could have tuned in response, but I don't think there's a reason to do that. They're probably going to take either Katara or Mana Drain. If they don't take Mana Drain, I get to hold up for the rest of the game, which is pretty cool. So they kind of have to take Mana Drain. But they take Katara. Never mind. Okay. We're going to just tune the narrative here. I could Surveil, but drawing a card and Surveilling are very similar. Drew Solitude. Okay. Subtlety. I'm going to hold up Mana Drain. If they have a Mana Drain, if they have something I want to Mana Drain, that's good for them. If not, I get to Surveil. Duress. I mean, sure. That has to take Mana Drain. I mean, sure. Okay. Missing land drops over there. That's not good for you. Right, Surveil land. Brainstorm. I like that. Move my hand around a bit. Brainstorm. Ooh, Chant. Do I chant them? Against these type of decks as well, what you can do is... I'm actually going to put Subtlety away, I think. These decks are unfair decks, right? So what you can do against these type of decks is you can let them do something, like Dark Ritual or like anything, and then you can chant them in response to the Dark Ritual, so they just make the mana and they can't cost anything off of it. So very cool stuff you can do there. Same goes for Thoughtseize and stuff like that. Entomb, that's fine. What are you entombing? Okay, Velgavoth. That sucks a little bit, but that's okay. Another Solitude. I don't think I want another Solitude. My turn. I will say we're not drawing Absolute Peak, but that's okay. Now the problem about... So, what lines do I have here? I could put a Brainstorm on... Brainstorm or Mana Drain on top, really. And then I can Orim Chant them, so they can't reanimate. They clearly have something, so I'm just gonna Orim Chant them because I don't want to risk getting reanimated. And then I can hold up Mana Drain. But the thing is, I think their deck is mostly discard anyway, so I'll just get my Mana Drain discarded. But I think that's still the best play. Gonna put Mana Drain on top. Upkeep, stop. Orim's Chant. You can't cast spells. My turn. Now I get to hold up Mana Drain. They draw the second land. Death. Mana Drain that because we don't want Velgavoth in play. Well, that's a bad draw. Kind of flooding here. That sucks. They definitely have another spell. I think I have to Brainstorm on top just to, like, see more cards. And I have to just fade here. I don't think I will be able to, unfortunately. They definitely have another Reanimate spell. That's all this deck does. Yep, there it is. Fun. Alright, cool. Yep, now we want to draw a board wipe. Is it even worth the Solitude? Probably not. We do run a Supreme Verdict, and we found it. Well, Magic is easy when you are playing... I don't even know what to say. Magic is just easy. Right, we get the Supreme Verdict and Hold Up Swords. Not bad. And then next turn we can Lórien Revealed. Supreme Verdict. Please don't play scam spells. Nice. Okay, how much does this cost? This costs 9 mana, so they actually can't reanimate it again. So that's very good for us that that resolved. Very, very good for us. They can death it. Oh no, they can't death it either, because death also loses you life equal to your mana value. So they actually... I don't think they can bring it back anymore. I think they're too low. So that Supreme Verdict might have just won us the game. Don't know what else this deck is playing. It's mono black trash, so they're just playing a bunch of, like, One Rings and Shieldwards, and they can't get the 4 mana without their Savior Dark Ritual. I think I do just Lórien Revealed here. Emrakul. Yeah, fair enough. Didn't draw a blue card for Force of Negation, unfortunately. But again, their reanimate spells actually don't work right now. Here's the One Ring. Oh, no One Ring. What is their hand? Right. I am genuinely curious what their hand is, because I don't know. What can they possibly be doing? I mean, now we're holding up Force of Negation, right? Another land. What is their hand? I'm gonna Solitude here. I'm gonna start hitting them, because the lower I get their life total, the less valid reanimate options they have. Oh, the hand is just all removal? Is that what it is? Yeah, the hand is all removal. Okay, the hand is... Okay, that's fair. That's fine. That's okay. They just discarded a card. I'll take that. Also, this kills Katara. I mean, not that Katara really matters anymore this game. Like, it's kind of... We're kind of past the point of Katara. Although I could still infinite lock them out, right? Let's see. Anything specific I want here? I'm probably going to just put a mana drain. I think against this player, I just play control and I can just put a mana drain on top and I can never lose. So... Atraxa. Okay, I'm gonna counter that, because they can actually do that. So Force of Negation that. Yeah, I think if I just put mana drain on top, I literally can't lose. Actually, better play. I can put upkeep stop. I can put Lórien Revealed on top, draw 3 cards, and then Orim Chant them. Lórien. 1, 2, 3. Find a land. Can play it tapped. And this, in my opinion, is where Orim's Chant just also shines. Against these weird decks where it's like, if they resolve a spell, they win, but you just don't have to let them resolve a spell. So Orim's Chant here, I think, is very good. Like, even if they drew the Reanimate here, obviously we have Force of Negation in this case. But yeah, and there's Tamiyo, so that is just gonna be gooch. Tamiyo Storm. I'm gonna put Emrakul back in the deck, put the fetchable back, flip Tamiyo, plus Tamiyo, and then now we can do, like, I mean, we don't have to because they're gonna just die to beat down, but we can do the thing where we Orim's Chant a couple times and then Tamiyo ult them. That's something we can do. An instant spell, like a Bowmaster, Shield's Edict. I mean, sure. I have to let Tamiyo go here because they want to reanimate, and I want to just beat them down with Solitudes anyway, so it's okay. just gonna let Tamiyo go. Like, their deck does nothing. Their deck literally can do nothing here. Their Death the Atraxa, I counter it. Like, this is just gonna happen over and over again until they run out of spells. Yep. Shuffle. And I'm just gonna put a mana drain on top here. I don't have to, like, play super card advantage. They only have 2 cards in hand. If they don't draw a good card that I have to mana drain, I get to, it's free real estate. I just get to keep the drain. So, and they only can draw so many cards. Entomb, that's fine. I'm not going to counter Entomb. They don't have a way to get stuff back. Yeah, sure, that's fine. You can't even reanimate that. That costs, I'm pretty sure that costs 9. Yep. That was literal nothing. They're just entombing here to not top deck the monsters. And now here comes the Solitude. And again, you can have as many removal spells as you want. The minute one of these Solitudes hits you, it's over, right? Because then your deck doesn't work anymore. I think this one I let go, and then this one I'll protect if they have another removal spell. Draw another land. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep the life total over 7 so they can actually reanimate Atraxa. But eventually one of these Solitudes is going to hit them, and when it does, they can no longer reanimate anything, and their deck just fails to function because, yeah, it's trash. It's a garbage deck. It's really bad. Hard cost, Shio. That's fine. They're gonna gain 4 life here. That's okay. Solitude answers Shieldred. I mean, they're gonna gain 4 life, which means they get a little bit of a buffer, but I also just have the mana drain in my hand, so yeah, GG. Why is he thinking so long? What could he possibly have that would make him think so long? Fetch. Slowly but surely running out of fetchables. The only reason this game has stalled so long is obviously I don't have hard win cons in the deck, but it's also just because their deck is like top deck city. Like if they just draw 3 lands in a row, they just lose. But it's because they keep top decking stuff like Shieldred or Reanimate spells that they're still in this. They're not even in this. They're only really like wasting both of our time. Like they know it's over, but they want to keep playing. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, they go up to 13. Solitude beats them down to thingy. So, this here is the question. Actually, no. Now I counter, right? Because if I counter this, they go back up to... They're going to go up to 10. And then Solitude attacks them, and Reanimate doesn't do anything. And I've drawn a lot of lands, by the way. Just saying. I've drawn a lot of lands. But now they can't Reanimate anymore, so the game is over. Unless they could top deck a Shieldred, but they're just going to lose here. Alright, Subtlety will end it. Salty's lethal, also answers a Shieldred, so pretty cool. Just gonna cast it. Kill him. Good old control. Again, we are also just a control deck, so we will just win these type of games. Test talents would have been great earlier in the game, but it is what it is. GG. I mean, maybe. Yep, GG. Yeah, Mono Black trash, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that deck's good. I don't think Mono Black is good at the moment, but people love playing it because when you have Dark Ritual, the One Ring on turn 2, or Dark Ritual into Sorin, into Elenda on turn 1, that is good, obviously, but again, A plus B plus C, it's just, no man. No, in reality, your deck's gonna fumble sometimes, and when it does, it's awful. Yeah, Life and Death, people playing Entomb, and then 8 Reanimates, basically. I just don't think you should play some mono black. Like, why are you not playing red for like Faithless Looting and stuff like that, right? If you play in red, you have Faithless Looting and Phoenixes as a package that you can play, right? Like, I don't know. I like black red in Rakdos. I think Rakdos, we basically have almost all of Rakdos Reanimator on Arena, yet no one is playing it. It's weird to me. Why are we still sticking to mono black? Anyway, GG. Alright, opponent goes first. We have Solitude, Wrath of the Skies. Slow hand, but I think this is okay. Let's keep it. We can get a Surveil land. green and pass. Okay. Brainstorm, not too bad. Another green and pass. I'm going to fetch Surveilland here. Who's playing green? Just Forest Pass. Emrakul. Let's shuffle our deck. So we drew a Orim's Chant. Does that do anything? I don't think so. I don't think it does anything just yet. Ooh, there's Katara, though. That's what we like to see. So, I don't know what they're playing. I think I'll put Wrath of the Skies, and... So next turn we can start doing the thing. Next time we can start doing the thing. I like that. I'm going to put Wrath of the Skies and one of the Solitudes on top. I think. And then I'll play out the Plains. Because I can Lórien Revealed. Still not too sure what they're doing. Cultivate. Okay, so they're just going to ramp. Interesting. So I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to... I think I'm going to draw the Solitude, because why not? I'm going to play land. I'm going to play Katara. Upkeep, stop. In their upkeep, Orims Chant them. Get an experience counter. This Plains, by the way, is me preventing us from just getting Mystic Sanctuary, but that's okay. I'm going to play the Forest. I think I'm going to set an upkeep stop for myself. In my upkeep, I'm going to cycle Lórien Revealed. I don't want to draw this Wrath of the Skies. It doesn't do anything. Let's get this. There's a Mystic Sanctuary. Let's attack with Katara. Draw a card. I think I'm going to discard a land here. Discard a land. Pass. Play this tapped. I'm holding up Swords and Solitude here. Still don't know exactly what their plan is, but we should be able to start doing some good stuff next turn. This Plains kind of slowed us down by a turn. If this was an island, we would have started going infinite, but not quite, unfortunately. Elder Gargaroth. Fair enough. Now, the problem with Elder Gargaroth, and why it was good in Explorer, or Pioneer, and good in Standard, but isn't great in Timeless, is because it only does something when it attacks or blocks. This creature is not going to be blocking. It is going to die to Source to Plowshares. So, that is unfortunate. And that also gives us an experience counter, so we get to draw 2 cards. And now we're really off to the races. I don't think we can really fizzle from here. I'm pretty, like, this is what I think. I don't think it's deterministic, but I'm pretty sure it's close to it at this point. Because we put this on top. Then we go to combat, attack. Draw 2 cards. Draw. Discard Wrath of the Skies. Attack. End the turn. In the upkeep, Orims Chant them. They don't get to cast spells. Pass the draw step. Pass the main phase. Put a backup stop in their upkeep. They can play lands. Even if they strip mine us here, they can't take us off of island. And they only get 1 land drop. They don't get spells, right? So, yeah, it's just over. Subtlety just for damage, right? To kill them. We have 4 cards with each Katara, right? Now, we attack with both of our creatures. Take action. Draw 4. Found another Orims Chant. And I found a Mystic Sanctuary as well. Gonna discard the fetch land, because fetch lands aren't mana sources. Boom, boom. Gonna put Orims Chant on top. Take action. There's still a stop in their upkeep. In their upkeep. Gonna Orims Chant them. And they're dead. And that, because it's infinite, right? It's basically infinite. It's not actually guaranteed infinite, but here's the thing. Say we don't draw Orims Chant or Mystic Sanctuary, we can draw like Brainstorm, we can draw Tamiyo, we can draw Teferi, we can draw Narset. We have so many draws in our deck that just make this loop get so much value, and we're at 5 counters. We're gonna draw 5 cards next turn. It's like, it's basically infinite, right? like I said, I don't know how deterministic it is, and then we take 4 turns in a row. It's just, you know, and every turn I'm going to drop one more creature into play, so they just eventually die. GG's. We have Force of Negation this game, but we're against a Gigantha the Wellspring deck. So unfortunately, this is the wrong half of the deck. We really want this against like Show and Tell or like Entomb Reanimate. Not really against Gigantha, which is probably going to be either Energy, Big Red, or no one really plays Zoo anymore. So if this is Big Red, this is actually fine because you can force like a Blood Moon. But if they have a Magus, that sucks. But we do have the Plains. So I think we keep. It's risky though. Not a great hand. Oh, that just Burn. Yeah, against Burn. Not too great. Not too great. Chant. Orim's Chant, huh? Kicked Chant is good, but Orim's Chant isn't amazing because they just have Lightning Bolt. So I think we have to take another bit of damage here. Tap land. Okay. Are they on burn? Are they on like Gruul Prowess? I think this happens because it doesn't like draw a card or anything. It just buffs it like a bunch. I think I'd take 5 here. Fetch Surveil land. Tamiyo Storm. Wow. I think Tamiyo Storm is good enough, honestly. Fetch. Ooh, do I shock? I don't think so. I don't think I'm allowed to fetch shock. Solitude. Yeah, not bad. Not too shabby. I'm okay drawing these lands. I'll draw the fetch land first. Solitude is pretty good. Solitude is pretty good here. Crash through. Sure. I wanted to target that creature. Just playing Prowess. Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to target it. Okay, I'm going to pitch the swords here, because I think that the Orim's Chant is actually going to lock it up here. I think Orim's Chant actually... Yeah, they're just gone. Yeah, I think Orim's Chant actually locks the game up here. The reason I waited, by the way, so long is that all of these other spells... Sorry, one sec. The cantrips are... Yeah, I had fun. The cantrips are, like, just cantrips, right? If you force a cantrip or you Solitude the thing in response to a cantrip, doesn't matter, because they read through and they still have mana. What you really want to do against these decks, these A plus B decks that need a creature in play and they can't start cantripping, is you want to destroy that creature in response to them trying to target it. Because that's a 2-for-1. Like, they actually lost a bunch of value because they lose the creature and then the spell just fizzles. So yeah, they're just going to leave here. And then next turn, I think I fetch away the Plains, plus Tamiyo, Orim's Chant them, plus Tamiyo again, hold up Force of Negation and Test of Talents, and then all Tamiyo. So yeah, pretty good. We go first with mono blue. With a mono blue hand against a Lurrus deck. But, I mean, we have Tamiyo Storm into another Brainstorm. We will find mana, right? And we have Solitude in case they are, like, a hardcore Lurrus strategy. Tamiyo is obviously very good against Ocelot Pride if they're playing Boros. We have the Solitude white card. They're not playing Boros. They're playing Gruul. Into Ragavan. I think I'm not going to deal with that just yet because I might draw an answer to the Ragavan with my Brainstorm. E-Storm. Orim's Chant. Okay. I think this configuration here actually does the thing. I just have to think of how I want to do it. I'm pretty sure the way our cards are, we do the thing. Plus Tamiyo. Play this land. Tapped or untapped? I guess we can even Orim's Chant them now, right? So, stop in the upkeep. Pass, not to draw. Orim's Chant. Play a land. They don't get to do anything. Attack. I'm not going to let this Ragavan hit me because I actually want that land on top. So I'm going to... Pitching Teferi is risky though because I think there might be a Lightning Bolt deck. So let's see. Put the slot back in their upkeep. Play land. Play Katara. Minus Tamiyo. Get back Orim's Chant. Upkeep. Orim's Chant you. Yep. Get an experience counter. Now, if I can find a fetch land with Katara. I mean, I have Brainstorm actually. I should be fine. Not a fetch land. Let's discard Katara here. Brainstorm. That's a fetch land. Upkeep stop. Fetch. Mystic Sanctuary. Orim's Chant. Take action. Doing this on my turn. I could do this on their turn, but I'm doing it on my turn because why not? They clearly don't have anything. Orim's Chant. Get another experience counter. Buy Lurrus. Go to discard because you had 8 cards now. Fetch land. That's the goat. That means we get to plus Tamiyo another turn. This is infinite. This should be infinite. And then they see it. Yep, that's it. This should be infinite. Like, because at this point, the first few turns are like kind of weird. Kind of like you don't know. But at this point, it's just infinite because we're just gonna like cast this Orim's Chant over and over again. We get to plus Tamiyo here, so next turn it's another guaranteed. So this is already guaranteed 2 turns in a row because Katara is gonna draw this and then Orim's Chant. Then next turn Tamiyo gets it back, Orim's Chant again. Katara draws 3, then 4, then 5 cards. Like we're gonna get to the point also we get to play Solitude this time, so we're gonna start beating them down as well. And we like it's absolute cinema. GG. And we're back for the post-game chat. And yeah, I mean, again, I think, first of all, Orim's Chant is one of my favorite cards. I really love Orim's Chant. It's really fun to play. It's really fun to make it work. And I think this deck makes it work, man. I think Orim's Chant actually works in this deck. Yeah, what can I say? Orim's Chant really doing the thing. Playing the one-off test of talents. It can really get people, especially in the instant and sorcery meta where you have a bunch of instant sorceries that are just super good and super, like, a bunch of decks are built around certain key instant sorceries like Show and Tell, Reanimate, hell, even, like, just, what am I thinking of? Stuff like Dark Ritual, like, yeah, there's a bunch of instant sorceries that decks are just built around, so Test of Talents, being able to get them and destroy, like, take them all out is very strong. And, yeah, that's why I play as a one-off. You can play a second manager and you can play Counterspell for all I care. It doesn't really matter. This deck is very good. I think it's... What's the tier? Tier 1? I think it's good for tier 1. It's definitely better than tier 2. It will beat anything in tier 2. And then... Not tier 0, I don't think, just because of how bad Strip Mine is for this deck. We were lucky to not really run into it this video, but when you Orim's Chant them on 2 or 1, and then they Strip Mine your land, and you don't draw land 3 for the rest of the game, it's awful. It's just, it sucks. But yeah, you have the 1-2 punch of turn 1, if they don't have a creature in play that can kill Katara in blocks, turn 2, you just hold up, turn 3, you drop Katara, land, Orim's Chant, mana, put it back on top, and just... That's it. It just starts from there and just ends on turn 13 with them being dead. Very cool stuff. Now, again, I think the one big upgrade immediately for this deck is to play... the one immediate upgrade is to play Ulamog over Emrakul. It has the same shuffles graveyard into library text, but it costs 11. You don't need the extra turn in this deck. You don't need the Annihilator 6 in this deck. Just destroying a permanent is going to be good enough. And yeah, the fact that it just lets it be castable in the late game, whereas with Emrakul we literally cannot cast it even if we wanted to. Even if all the lands are in play, we can't make enough mana to cast Emrakul, whereas with Ulamog you could. I was just not willing to waste a mythic wildcard on Ulamog, but if you want to make this deck hyper competitive, go for it. Is Orim's Chant the best thing to pair Katara with? Arguably, probably not. Like, the real answer is probably no. But me personally, I think Orim Chant is a very cool card, and it's not very played. No one's ready for it. That's the thing. It's kind of like the BD Lost combo deck, where you're winning because no one is ready for it, man. No one is ready to cast Stark Ritual on turn 1 and then get Orim's Chanted, and their mana just burns out, and that's it. Or, like, to cast Show and Tell and just get Orim's Chant, and then you Teferi bounce the omniscience back to their hand on your turn. Like, yeah, it's like no one's ready for it. Orim's Chant also just being a massive piece against other control decks, where in the control stare down, in the end, it just becomes who has held more counterspells. And if you just hold your counterspells or whatever, and then you just start your turn with an Orim's Chant, what are they going to do? Counter the Orim's Chant? If they do, that's it. Their counterspell's gone. If they don't, well, that's a Teferi time Raveler in play, and you just win. So that's pretty cool. I like Orim's Chant a lot, as you might already tell by the way I'm talking about it still. But yeah, I think definitely a good card. Is it the best thing to do with Katara? No, but I don't think blue-white control is the best way to play Katara either. I think Dimir is better at being a flash control deck than blue-white is. But I think if you like the more hardcore control-y aspect of like you just have Source Plowshares for any creature and Supreme Verdict for any board or whatever, and then you just lock them out with Orim's Chant, then this is definitely for you. This deck is good. If you still have Orim's Chant from crafting him from the last Orim's Chant video, I would recommend try it out. Katara is very strong. I think she's underplayed. She's criminally underplayed right now. I think Control should be trying her out. Obviously, we already have Tamiyo as a really good creature in control. But Katara kind of does a different thing does the same thing in a different way, where she's a card advantage engine. But instead of like being a threat that becomes a planeswalker, Katara alone will never kill your opponent. But Katara is like, if you think about Katara, what Katara really does is Katara is the One Ring on a creature. Think about it, right? The One Ring, every turn you draw cards and then one extra card every turn. That's what Katara is already doing, right? But with Katara, even without Orim's Chant, if you start forcing and subtletying and solituding, every one of these spells you cast on your opponent's turn is one card you will draw on your turn and every subsequent turn. So she kind of turns these pitch spells into card advantage because you're just drawing cards with her, right? As long as you can protect the queen with Katara, you will win. But it's not a Psychic Frog type protect the queen where it's like the Psychic Frog draws you one card a turn but then becomes very big and kills your opponent. It's like more of a control-y version of Psychic Frog where you're drawing a lot of cards, you're going to find all your counter spells and all your removal spells, but this thing won't kill your opponent. You have to actually kill your opponent or lock your opponent out or do something. So yeah. You guys didn't get to see the Katara actual infinite where you're drawing 9 cards a turn and discarding Emrakul to reshuffle your library, but we got close. And I think you guys really got to see what this deck is capable of in this video. And by the way, I even for my patrons, because they get the uncut version of this video where obviously I've taken out a couple like non-games or like not too interesting games. There really weren't too many this video. Like there was like one game maybe where like my arena crashed and I couldn't take any action, so I had to restart, and by the time I was back, my Reanimator opponent had basically taken an extra turn because they had skipped my turn. So I mean, my bad. Like, you're gonna lose those games, right? This deck is very good. It's put up the numbers. We didn't run into any mill today, but I think the Emrakul in the main is the extra Emrakul, by the way. If this isn't a card, I don't see this as a card in my deck. It's kind of like here. It's like, this is my deck, and then I also play this. But that extra card that I'm playing for the mill matchup can also be shuffled back in with Brainstorm. It can also be discarded for value with Katara. It just goes back to the graveyard when you discard it to your hand size anyway. I think it's worth it to play this extra card. And now you could also obviously play if you really want to take infinite turns, look into Nexus of Fate. So Nexus of Fate has a very similar text to Emrakul, but the difference between Nexus and Emrakul is that Nexus shuffles your entire, shuffles only itself into your deck, whereas Emrakul shuffles your entire graveyard into your deck. The reason I'm not playing Nexus here is because Katara will really kill you. Like, she draws a lot of cards eventually, and even though you will make it up to 7 mana where you can start casting, actually maybe it's not that bad. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I've talked myself into Nexus of Fate. I don't know. I'm still a little too scared because I want to be able to shuffle my entire graveyard into my library. Because against Mill, Nexus is also not that good because it only shuffles itself back, so you won't die immediately against Mill. But if you don't have 7 mana, you can't cast it. So yeah, I mean, you could probably do the thing where you draw so many cards with Katara that Nexus shuffling itself back, you're always going to draw it with Katara, and eventually you just have like 1 card or 3 cards in your deck, and you will just always have Nexus and always keep taking infinite turns. But the thing is, that's just win more. We're already taking infinite turns with Orim's Chant, right? We're already doing that. We're already taking infinite turns. So Emrakul is good enough where it just shuffles our library. I think shuffling the whole graveyard over being able to actually have that late game infinite turns is better. So yeah, that's the deck, and honestly, I'm very impressed. I really like it. I've been really liking Katara, and I have another Katara deck in the works right now, so I'll probably be uploading that maybe 1 or 2 videos from now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, obviously, you know, the YouTuber stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely check out the Senate. We are having a lot of fun in there, and again, if you have extra money lying around, you can support me on Patreon, but you don't have to. You've already watched the video. You're already all this far in the video. You've done enough for me, okay? All right. Let's open a pack and get the hell out of here. Alright, so we got, we're working towards a Mythic Wildcard. We got a Lórien pack and a Modern Horizons pack. Alright, let's open Lórien quickly. We got a Mythic. It is... Oh, this is a green card? From the art, I thought it would be a white card. Because this is the art that you see, I think, when you're loading into either a game or something on Arena. Anyway, what does this even do? Oh, this is the green stun zenith, but it's tribal, right? Where you have to have a creature type. Behold, 2 creatures of that type. Search the library for a creature card with mana value X or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. If the spell's additional cost was paid, you reveal and the revealed cards. What? And the revealed card is the chosen type. Put that card on the battlefield. It's like green sun zenith, but giga nerfed, so not playable, unfortunately. But unfortunately, also probably one of the stronger spells in Lorwyn, so yeah, unlucky. This set is just not very strong, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Alright, we got a regular pack of Modern Horizons. So now I'm missing... actually, before we do this, let me just go back to my collection. Alright. I'm missing 6 Modern Horizons cards. Pearl Medallion, Lelia, Kappa Cannoneer, Esther's Invocation, and Flusterstorm. Okay? Literally 6. Wait, what? That's not 6. That's... No, it is 6. No, it's 7. 1, 2... What? Wait, what? I'm so confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Am I dumb? Wait, am I being dumb right now? I swear to God, I'm missing 6 cards. Is that not how it works? Guys, is that not how... Oh, to collect 4x of everything. Oh, my bad. I'm being dumb. Okay, my bad. Apologies. Okay, apologies. I misunderstood. So it's not 6 individual cards. It's 6 cards. And the reason the 6th one isn't here is because I think it's Polluted Delta alt art that I'm missing. So it's a 1 in 6. Well, it's kind of weighted because I have more odds of drawing Flusterstorm. But what am I going to draw, guys? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments down below what you think I'm going to draw. Am I going to draw the land? I'm going to draw Pearl Medallion, Lelia, Kappa Cannoneer, Esther's Invocation, or Flusterstorm. Don't cheat, by the way. Put it in the comments. What am I going to draw? Or Secret 7 slot. Will I get a wild card out of this pack? I bet you didn't see that one coming. Alright, put in the comments what you think I'm going to get out of this pack because it's now starting to get very predictable. And I can start doing this now every video until we have all the set, okay? Also, don't forget, I could get a mythic. So it's not completely, it's not guaranteed, but what do you guys think? For the record, I think I'm going to get a Kappa Cannoneer, but let's see. Okay, so it is a rare, so we're close. We're closer. What is it? Pearl Medallion. Alright, if you said Pearl Medallion, let me know. But yeah, it is what it is. That's actually kind of funny that I can now predict what I'm... Actually, I want to play that. I want to play that game again. We now have all Pearl Medallions, so now our collection should say 5, right? I'm wasting so much time here. Yeah, gone up to 307, so yeah, that's good. Alright, I'm doing it again. Alright, so again, we now have another chance. So we got a fourth Pearl Medallion, so can't get that anymore. We could either get a land, we could get Kappa Cannoneer, Esther's Invocation, what was the other one? Flusterstorm, or Lelia, okay? Put in the comments what you think I'm gonna get. There's also secret hidden options. We could get a Mythic, or we could get a wild card, but it's probably gonna be a rare, so let's see what we get. That's another rare, okay. Okay. Put in the comments what you think for number 1 and for number 2, okay? Actually, I guess you can't really do that now, but whatever. What do you think we're gonna get? Again, I'm just gonna go with Kappa Cannoneer again, because I feel safe. Exorbification. Okay, whatever. Pretty fun little mini game. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, definitely gonna try and upload more again. I've been busy with work, obviously, so it's been been back to a weekly schedule. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Wrong hand. Farewell. Peace.